Hi, my name's Katie, and this is my sister Sarah.
And we just want to remind everybody that
Girls like rock too. So today's episode, it's a bit of a fun episode, in my opinion.
They're all fun.
Yes, okay, they're all fun. But this is probably the most embarrassing episode.
Oh, definitely.
Because
I would think so.
Yeah. Sarah and I are going to dive into the world of guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. That's right.
We all have it.
We do.
People who secretly like John Mayer.
John Mayer. Gosh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I would consider him a guilty pleasure.
I think so.
I wouldn't openly be like, oh, I love John Mayer.
No.
Actually, no. Speaking on the topic of guilty pleasures, I don't know if you remember this, but my one apartment in London, when I lived there for school, I had a poster of John Mayer on my wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't even really like the guy, so I don't know why I had a poster.
Yeah,
I guess I found him attractive.
Can't see you being a John Mayer fan.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
that.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and I remember once we had a party or get together. Let's just call it a party because I was like 20. And there was a few friends over, and the one guy was like, oh, like you have a John Mayer poster. And I said, yeah, I know, embarrassing. And I said, do you like John Mayer? He's like, I respect him as an artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Katie, where did you get the John Mayer poster?
Oh, at the school. Remember, at every college and university. I don't even know if they do it anymore. They had the poster sale.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That was a big
poster
deal.
Sale. Yeah, I don't know.
And no, I didn't get something cool.
Wow, so you actually chose to pick up a John Mayer poster.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see it if you could, send me a photo.
Honestly, I just remember it was like a black and white photo of him with a guitar. He had his shirt on, but I'm pretty sure it was sleeveless.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
And I think that's part of his appeal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I liked Waiting on the World to Change. I did like that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one thing like a guilty pleasure or embarrassing quote unquote artist like John Mayer. Unfortunately, it's like if girls start to like them, they become like this dorky guilty pleasure. Don't you find?
You think John Mayer, because a lot of girls found him?
I don't know. Yeah, because he's more...
He's kind of a joke, though, because he was just dated all these girls. And so this, too, I had his poster up. I would have been 20. So this would have been roughly 2008, 2007. Okay. And years later, as an adult, not like a young person in my teens, I read Jessica Simpson's book. And after reading Jessica Simpson open book, the things that he did with her and just how manipulative he was and just how emotionally abusive he was totally turned me off John Mayer. Yeah. So I was never a huge fan, but I didn't disrespect him. Yeah. Now I disrespect him.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, all this being said, John Mayer is not the focus of today's podcast.
No, he is not. No, this is probably the last time John Mayer will be mentioned on this podcast.
Yeah, unless we talk about Jessica Simpson's book again.
True.
Which, let's be honest, that could happen.
Yeah, it could happen, definitely. We both read it.
So, Sarah, why don't you reveal what my guilty pleasure is?
Katie's guilty pleasure is Creed.
Yeah. What Creed?
You just said that out to the world, Katie.
I know.
That you like Creed.
Yeah. I like Creed.
You're not the only one.
Oh my gosh, no.
YouTube Music, they have millions of listeners.
Well, and I was listening on the way to work one morning, FM 96, again, the London alternative rock station, and those DJs were kind of joking, like, oh, we had said Creed's going to make a comeback, and sure enough, they did. So I guess their North American tour, not even North American, I think their world tour did so well that they're coming back to do another tour.
Wow, okay.
Unfortunately for me, they're not coming back to our side of the country. They're only doing 2 shows in British Columbia.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could actually go to a Creed show.
No way.
No.
It makes sense though, Creed, because I know people make fun of Creed, Puddle of Mud, these like post-grunge bands.
I think even Puddle of Mud has more respect than Creed.
Yeah, you think so? Or like Three Doors Down or those.
Yeah.
Because you had, of course, like Nirvana. And they came in, they paved the way for so much. And so you kind of had this post-grunge bands that listened to Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that.
Well, and
right?
like Scott Stapp, he tries to sound like that grunge.
Yeah,
You know?
he does. He does. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does it well.
Well, so Katie,
But
let's dive into this and let's unpack this a little bit. You know, you like Creed. You listen to them quite a bit. What is it about Creed that you like?
I just like their music. I like their songs.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
And they do have a post-grunge sound.
Yes,
I love grunge.
they do. Yeah.
And if you listen to their debut album from 1997,
Okay.
their debut album, My Own Prison, it's got a very grungy vibe.
Yeah.
Like, listen to Torn, listen to My Own Prison,
Okay.
the song,
That's
and it doesn't sound like their early 2000s dork rock. Like, it has a grungy sound.
okay. Oh.
So I like those songs a lot. And their next album with Higher and Arms Wide Open,
Yeah.
that was 99.
Oh, that's like their big one though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, was that Human Clay?
Yeah.
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 Human Clay,
The cover. I can
Human
picture it.
Clay was 1999. And then 2001, it was the one with the tree on the cover.
Okay. I
It had
can't recall.
My Sacrifice on it.
Okay, I know that one.
It's 6 feet. Oh man, I'm terrible. I say I'm a huge Creed fan. I can't even think of the names of the albums or the songs.
I couldn't help you there.
No?
No.
Now, that being said, I've only listened to those 3 albums of Creed. I believe they came out with stuff after the 2001 album, and I'm not just saying this to save face. I can honestly say I have not listened to any of their stuff past 2001.
Well, those 2 albums you mentioned, they were their mega ones when they were like huge, and their videos were always being played on, you know.
I just remember watching Much Music, and this is in 99, so it was huge when a new video came out.
Oh, totally.
And it was Higher, like,
yeah,
the video where Scott Stapp is in this white tank top.
The leather pants?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, a horrible video. Creed's one of those bands, I love their music, but all their videos are terrible. And I just remember, like, it being on Much Music and my brother just being like, oh, I hate Creed.
Oh, yeah. Chris would say that.
Yeah. And lo and behold, now his younger sister is a big Creed fan.
Well,
I say big Creed fan, but I am and I'm not. Like, I wouldn't. Like I said, I've never actually gone to a Creed show. Yeah. I don't have a Creed T-shirt. I never had a Creed poster on my wall like I did John Mayer.
Okay. Yeah.
Back to the John Mayer thing. Do you remember that poster or no?
No, I don't.
Really? Yeah, no. I had it in that one apartment on Richmond Street. Yeah.
I mean, I went to all your apartments and places.
No, that's funny that you don't remember that. You probably just...
I blocked it out.
I was going to say erase that from your memory.
I just decided not to remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so... sorry, I was going totally off topic. So what is it about Creed? Yeah, I like their music. And I think it's also, for me, a nostalgia thing.
Sure.
Because, like I said...
Yeah.
When I started high school, I believe that's right around when...
Oh, they were huge.
That's really going to bug me what their third album was called. Weathered.
Oh.
Weathered.
Okay.
So when I started high school is when Weathered came out, so I just think of high school.
Sure.
For me, that's some people, maybe Sarah, high school wasn't as great. For me, I did my high school.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think a lot of people, I'm sure if you go to a Creed concert, it's probably younger Gen Xers, older millennials that are there.
Probably.
Right? For the nostalgia part.
I don't think I would not fit in. I think it would be my age group.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Katie, let me ask you this. Why do you think Creed are a guilty pleasure? Why do you think people make fun of them? They're dorks. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Watch their video. Watch Higher with Arms Wide Open.
I mean, he's not a bad looking guy, Scott Stapp.
No, but he used to have that hair.
Yeah.
And
some bands just get picked on.
Yeah.
Right? And Creed was one of them.
Yeah. Because
there were other bands at that time that sounded a bit like Creed.
Yeah.
You know, like that's...
I also think sometimes too, it's, and we'll probably dive into this a little bit when we announce your guilty pleasure.
Uh-oh.
I think it's almost like, I think some people are almost just jealous that they're so popular. Yeah. That they don't want to admit that their music actually isn't that bad. I remember when I read a bit about Live, because as you know, Live is also another guilty pleasure of mine. Not as guilty as
I was going to say they're not as guilty pleasure as
they're pretty
as
dorky.
Creed. Yeah. Okay.
But I remember reading about live and people saying the same thing. It's almost like other bands that couldn't make it as big are just jealous because they're like, man, these guys got big.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you listen to Higher and it's a good song.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
it's a well-written song.
Yep.
The guitar's good, the singing's good. Like you said, like him or not, Scott Stapp, I think he's got a good singing voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, somebody definitely likes them.
Yeah.
And kudos to them. They're still able to sell out stadiums.
Yeah. Man, they're touring
that said
really
something.
Well.
Yeah. To have the fans stick around for that long. I mean, their heyday was like almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, My Own Prison came out in 97 and they played at Woodstock 99.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should admit this, but I've watched their Woodstock 99 set on YouTube a few times.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But I don't think at that time they were considered as dorky because, like I said, they were kind of post-grunge. People were kind of like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
But then they came out with Higher. And with Arms Wide Open. I mean, that was kind of dorky too.
You know, that's it. Sometimes certain bands get huge and people just want to tear them down. A big example of that is U2. Apparently U2 is classed to some people as a guilty pleasure.
Really?
Yeah. I don't get it.
U2?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're just kind of dorky.
I love U2.
Me too. I'm a huge U2 fan.
I didn't think they were guilty pleasure. I thought they were just like everybody liked them.
I was shocked. I can't remember. I read an article and U2 was on there as a guilty pleasure. But again, is it jealousy?
Well, because U2 is huge. They got to be one of the best-selling artists of all time.
They have to be. They have to be. And they're good. Come on, Joshua Tree. So yeah, I think you're right. Maybe there's some people out there that are just jealous. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, then should we reveal your guilty pleasure?
You know, you did it. So let's do it.
And your guilty pleasure is?
Nickelback. That's right. I am a Nickelback fan.
A huge
Nickelback fan. There, I said it. It's out there now.
Would you ever go to their show?
Nickelback? Yeah, I think I would.
Really?
Yeah. I think they'd be good
so
live.
You're a little bit more, let's say, proud of your Nickelback fandom.
I don't know if I'd say proud. I think going to a Nickelback show, obviously everybody there are Nickelback fans, so I'd be okay. Would I shout it from the rooftops at work? Probably not.
Yeah.
That I like Nickelback. I mean,
would you on like a first date with like a really hot guy? He picks you up and Rockstar comes on the radio. Would you be like, yeah, I like Nickelback?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he should get to.
You don't answer that question.
No, I said yeah.
Oh, you would.
He should get to know me right away.
Okay,
right, and
I 100% wouldn't for Creed.
No,
no.
You would save that.
Probably on a first date,
like 10th date.
I don't even know when I admitted to my husband that I like Creed.
I don't think he would care.
You don't think so? He thinks it's dorky too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not a huge Nickelback fan.
Yeah. No, I can see it. I mean, they got some catchy tunes. I will say I do really admire Nickelback for, Nickelback are Canadian.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
They're very proud to be from Canada.
Yeah, that is cool.
And they'll say it, right? And I just think that's really cool because
they were at the Game 7 of the Oilers.
Yeah. Oh,
when the Oilers were almost going to win the Stanley Cup.
So I don't know. I think that's cool. A lot of huge bands, from Canada, you get huge, and you're more American, which is fair. I get it, but no, Nickelback, they just seem to kind of stick to their roots, their Canadian roots a bit more, which I think is cool. And Chad Kroeger, he's a good songwriter.
He is. I'll definitely give him that.
I think similar to Creed and what we were talking about, Nickelback, they just got so big. They did. They had those 5 songs that were constantly played on the radio.
Well, and
they're easy targets.
I was just gonna say, I think Chad Kroeger is kind of along the lines of Scott Stapp, where like he had this dorky long hair. Scott Stapp had really dorky hair back in the day, so he had this dorky long hair, and I don't know, like you said, I think people just love to hate them, and I think part of that could be jealousy, because again, Nickelback, they've sold a lot of records, have they not?
They were huge with that Rockstar. They came back, and that How You Remind Me.
And then it wasn't Nickelback, it was Chad Kroeger, but the the Spider-Man song,
That Hero.
That
Yeah, and
blew up.
that came out right around the same time as one of their other huge songs. So it was just like Nickelback all the time on the radio.
Yeah.
I will say though, Nickelback, they do have some real cringy songs, which I
Do they?
Yeah, so that's.
Are we talking like Hinder Lips of an Angel? I still remember you used to like that
Hinder
song.
Lips of
I
an Angel.
cannot
Yeah,
stand
my
that
Trucker
song.
Rock
It is
phase.
just gross.
Yeah, I'm not really into that as much anymore.
No.
But
Yeah? Like I honestly didn't
just
know
like
that.
a song that's called like SEX and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, that's so silly.
Yeah, it's disappointing, you know, like of course an all-male rock band has to come out with that cringy sex song,
Yeah.
you know.
To be honest, I would love Avril Lavigne to come out with the tell-all book and tell us about her marriage
That's
to
right,
Chad
yeah.
Kroeger.
They don't really say much about each other, which is
No,
fair, you know.
no, but I would, you know what I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to know more what he's like. He gives me the vibe that he thinks he's the
greatest.
SHIT, but
I mean, I'll admit I watched their documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I
haven't actually watched it.
It was interesting. Yeah, just how they blew up, and like you just said, everyone loves to hate them. Like they're so hated. Like it's cool. It's cool to not like them, right? For whatever reason. I mean, they're catchy, and I mean, I don't know. They go on stage, they play their own instruments, they write their own music. But at the same time, I get it. Like you said, I mean, the long hair and some, you know, cheesy lyrics.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nickelback. Creed 2, I mean, With Arms Wide Open.
Yeah.
I don't even really like that song, and I'm a Creed fan. So.
Yeah. But,
I
you know,
get it.
radio, and like radio-friendly rock, right? I mean, it's, but, yeah, there you have it. Guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
And I think Creed and Nickelback together, Katie, they are the two of the most, I'd say, guiltiest pleasures in rock, right?
And at the same time, they had like the best record sales in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Honestly, I bet you, was it Silver Side Up? Was that the one with How You Remind Me?
Yes, that's their, yeah, that's their.
You should look. That must have sold millions.
Oh, that one and the one with Rockstar?
Yeah.
Tens of millions.
And then Creed 2, Weathered and Human Clay. Those, I bet you those are like diamond, well, maybe not diamond, that's a lot, isn't it? Platinum? Gold?
It depends. Yeah, like $1 million.
Yeah.
I think those two bands.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, if they ever toured together, which they
remember we've joked about that.
We would have to.
We have totally joked that we'd have to go. That would just be a sign for us to go. Unfortunately, they haven't so far.
No, but I could see them touring together. I mean.
Think so?
The Guilty Pleasure Tour.
Yeah. Oh, man, that'd be funny. Okay, let's see who's the bigger dork for their guilty pleasure. Could you name me any other member of the band Nickelback other than Chad?
No. I know the drummer used to be in Three Doors Down.
Oh, I think I read that.
Drummer.
Yeah.
And the guitarist is, I think they're doing
his brother.
Yeah, his brother. That's all. But no,
I couldn't name you any other. So maybe I'm not as big of a Creed fan. Maybe I'm actually now that I'm thinking,
just like their music. I mean, you'll know, you know, and
maybe I'm though more of a Scott Stapp fan because I did read his book. Remember, I told you that.
Right.
Yeah,
you read his.
Yeah, I read his book.
Wow, you're admitting that to the world.
Oh yeah, I've admitted that to other people. No, I read his book.
I have a Nickelback T-shirt, so we're even.
Okay. We're even. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, there you have it. A little chat about guilty pleasures.
Yes.
And
so let's let people know then. Let's end off with this. What song would you tell people to listen to from Nickelback? Like, let's say, what's your top song?
For Nickelback?
And it could be one of their hits.
Yeah. Honestly, cliche maybe, but Photograph.
Really?
Yeah, I like that song. I think it's
see, it's funny. I never liked that one.
Yeah, it's catchy. I mean, it was on the radio a lot. I get it.
I preferred like Someday. I liked that
Someday is a good one. And now, you know, maybe if you're, I don't know who's listening, a youngster, you know, looking back now, this is how you remind me that song.
Yes, that's a good song.
It was annoying as hell when it was out, but
it was a good song though.
It's a good song. So if you want to listen to one Nickelback song, maybe I'll say that. How You Remind Me.
Yeah.
If you know, I don't know if it's played that much anymore. Do you hear it that much?
Oh my gosh, I've mentioned FM96 so many times.
Oh,
but FM96 they played a lot.
Oh,
I believe. Okay. Yeah, they played Nickelback a lot. For Creed, honestly, there's some songs I really like from them. It's hard to pick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
That's a good question. I really like, and again, from their debut album, which was very post-grunge, My Own Prison's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, How You Remind Me and My Own Prison.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Okay, so just remember, everybody, girls like rock too.